back in the game. And in the middle, Jackson for his tight end, brought in by Mark Andrews, who escapes and goes all the way for the touchdown. Caught by Gates. Antonio Gates lost the football on the way down. And the Ravens have it. Tavon Young is down the sideline. And Young will go the distance for the touchdown.
Boy, it's playoff time. I'm so glad to be saying that again. Our Ravens are back in the playoffs, guys. And you know what that means. We have got to compete for a title. We have a chance to defend the home base Sunday mornings. I'm going to start that again. Oh boy, it's playoff time! I can't wait! And I'm so glad the Ravens are back in the postseason. We've got a tough enemy coming up, and we have got to get it done. We want to see if we can go all the way this year. And this team is standing in our way. The LA Chargers. This is an enemy we have faced in the last 3 weeks. This team knows what we're going to do. They faced off with us, and we've taken care of business against them. Last time we faced off against them was in LA. I believe that we would take care of business. We would beat them by, I think, about 6 or 7. We took care of business. We dominated in terms of yards and time of possession. The score was close, but late in the game, Antonio Gates fumbles. Tavon Young picks that up, takes it to the house. Next thing you know, the game ends 22-10. It looks dominant in terms of the points, but for the most part, we were dominating in terms of yards and time of possession. I don't think it's going to be a domination from us again. I think this is going to be a very close game. It's going to be a very tough game, and the Chargers are looking to make our offense very uncomfortable. Phillip Rivers wants revenge. That team wants revenge. They look at what happened in LA, and they want to come back and get plenty of revenge against us in Baltimore. Granted, it's not going to be easy, but this has been a team that has been better on the road than they have been in their own home stadium. That's crazy, but considering they don't really have home field advantage, it makes sense. They're basically a road team throughout the entire year, but they have been excellent on the road. I don't think they've lost a single road game this entire season, or maybe, I think, no, they're 7-1, I think. They're 7-1, yeah. They're 7-1 on the road, but they are a tough team to beat. Phillip Rivers and his team's going to be looking to get back at us. Hunter Henry's back in the lineup. You know, he tore his ACL early on, but he's back for the playoffs. So he's going to be another asset, another weapon on offense that's going to be making an impact. Our defense, they're going to have to step it up, man. I do believe that the Chargers saw the tape. They saw the film. They had part of that work in their game. However, because of the pressure we were putting on Phillip Rivers, they couldn't get that route. And it was when you line up 4 receivers on the left side, that seam route was always open. Cleveland did this several times in that game. Always lined up 4 receivers right on the left side, and that second receiver, that seam route was always open. That's how you got a wide open touchdown to Perriman. That's how you were getting deep passes down the field. That play was always open. And the Ravens, I don't know what was going on with the secondary against the Browns, because Weddle and Jefferson, I don't know what they were doing, but that route was always open. Tavon Young, he did not play well against that. People were just getting beat. And the Chargers look at that, and they may be wanting to try that. They did try that in their game. However, because of the pressure that we were putting on Phillip Rivers, none of those routes was able to be used properly, because by the time anyone was actually open, wide open, and down the field, Phillip Rivers was almost getting sacked. So they're going to be looking to play that same type of play again. Let's see if the Ravens have adjusted. Let's see if they have seen that mistake and have actually made adjustments to fix that issue. You're not going to be looking for a lot. The offense is going to be looking to make some plays. Phillip Rivers is going to be looking to throw the ball down the field. You know that's what he does. But if they're going to be able to beat this team, they're going to have to run the ball. They're going to have to run the ball with Gordon. Melvin Gordon is going to have to get a lot of touches this game, because you cannot put all the pressure on Phillip Rivers and tell him that he's got to develop. No, he has to be able to throw the ball, and he's got to deliver in late game situations, but you have got to get that pressure off him. You've got to have help. So that's what the Chargers need to do. For the Ravens, defense has got to lock up. They've got to be solid. They've got to do what they did last time in LA, and they've got to be more efficient. You've got to get turnovers. You've got to be aggressive on defense, and you've got to blitz. You've got to get to Phillip Rivers, which I believe they're going to. I believe they're going to be able to. They won't have much of a problem with that, but hopefully that same route that was killing them against Cleveland, hopefully they've seen the mistake they're doing, they've adjusted, and the secondary is ready to play against that type of route. Now, Offensively, Lamar and the team, they've got to start fast and they've got to finish drives. In that Chargers game specifically, they had 3 opportunities in the red zone. They went 0 for 3. 0 for 3. You come up with 3 points on 3 drives when you were inside the red zone. That is not good. You've got to punch that ball in. They have to look for trying to get points. You got to get 7 again instead of 3. You got to go out there. You got to put up points on the field. You got to put up points on the board. You got to be able to score these touchdowns. You want to start quick. We saw in the Cleveland game how they were able to get off to a good start. They didn't finish drives early on, but later on they started, in that second, towards, late first quarter, early second quarter, they started finishing drives, started getting touchdowns instead of field goals. That's what you want. You want to get 7. You cannot take 3 in this game because the Chargers are looking. The Chargers know what they've seen from Lamar Jackson. They have clearly made adjustments, and they're going to be looking to make this guy throw the ball down the field. They want Lamar Jackson to throw, and they want him to try and take a shot down the field because they are prepared. In that game in LA, Lamar Jackson did exactly so, got a 68-yard touchdown. He beat them with his arm. They're ready for a type of play like that. They're going to be prepared. They know we're going to want to run the majority of the time, which I have no problem with. I want you to run the ball. If it's working, it's successful, continue to do that. However, I do believe Lamar is going to have to run the he's going to have to throw the ball. I would really love for Marty and the offense to throw a couple extra pass plays, maybe a couple screens, just add more passing plays into the play calling for Lamar because he can handle it. Give him a couple extra pass plays. Look to get the receivers more revolved. I saw the press conference earlier this week where Lamar's like, I'm looking to try and get the receivers more involved. He wants to get these receivers more involved. We want to throw the ball a little bit more. I want to see more passing because I do believe that trying to run the ball against this Chargers team is going to be a little bit difficult. Granted, they didn't shut us down, but I think they kept us to our lowest out of those 7-game streaks. I think we were 159 rushing total throughout that game, which was the lowest out of the 7 games we played. So they're going to be looking to shut our running game down. Granted, the running game is not going to be completely shut down because, Gus Edwards going to do his thing. Lamar is going to initiate something, get something going, and Kenneth Dix is going to get something going. So look for the running the game to be somewhat effective. God, I am messing up, fumbling all around because I'm tired. But yeah, look for the running game to be somewhat effective, but you have to look at these pass plays. They've got to get these receivers involved. I need to see something from Crabtree. I need to see something from John Brown. Willie Steed, I see stuff from him already, but I want to see him continue to do that. These receivers have got to get more involved. They're going to be looking to get Mark Andrews out of the game. They know what tight ends can do, and that's what the Chargers, they like to take your tight ends out of your game. They like to force you to throw on those outsides where you have to test your receivers. So you have got to be able to get the job done. You've got to get points. You got to be able to run the ball on them, and you've got to be able to throw the ball. You've got to let Lamar Jackson beat this team with his arm once again, and you've got to add more passing plays in order for him to do so. Because what we did last time, the passing plays we did last time, I'm not sure if they're going to be able to work against the Chargers. Now, with that being said, I believe the Ravens at home is going to be able to get the job done. I'm going to be at that game, so it should be interesting. I think they're going to be able to get the job done and win this game. I'm just going to say they're going to win this game 24-20. I do believe the team will be able to get the job done as long as they follow the method for defense, forcing turnovers once again, being aggressive, and fixing a mistake in the secondary of that same route in which the seam is always open. They have got to fix that. Cleveland exposed that a lot. It was just like all vertical plays, and the seam route was always open. They've got to fix that. So fix that, force turnovers, put pressure on Phillip Rivers and make him throw the ball, which will cause him to make mistakes. And then on offense, continue to run the ball, let Lamar Jackson beat this team with his arm, and add more pass plays to allow him to do that. If we can pull this off, I think 24-20, we will win the game at home, and we will be moving on to most likely New England. Because I'm going to wait for that. I'm going to wait until that pick comes because I'm going to do my playoff picks. But I do believe most likely we'll be ending up moving on to New England next. But forget about New England. Right now, you have to worry about the Chargers. So let's get this job done. I am so tired right now, so I am not in the position. I probably mess this up a lot of times, but who cares? Hopefully the Ravens can get the job done. Let's do this. Playoffs, baby. Go Ravens.